like. It's easy to say that when you're well off. Or when Black America has given you something to make you well off. It's easy to say that. I want to know what your solution is. Because if the only thing that you're doing is getting black people upset and mad, and you're not giving them any way to constructively deal with that anger, even if if you're not giving them any way, and it's fine to start with education is imperative, so it's fine to start with whatever you start with, but after a while you have to move in a certain direction. Okay, what can we do? Now I'm going to start off, I'm going to talk about why some things that look like a solution, and I'll get back to it, but I want to start off and talk about why some things that look like a solution aren't a solution. So one of the things you have people say all the time, and some of our people love to say it, is, well, it's a revolution, and the only reason it's not is because y'all is just scared out here, and we ready to take it. You ready to take it where? Because I want anybody who hasn't watched this is, I think it first aired in 2014. I watched it when it aired. Ain't nobody, America ain't playing games. See, the thing is, we have to understand timing, right? There was a time where one thing worked that don't work. There was a time when the French revolted, the French Revolution. There was an American Revolution. Right now we have what's called a surveillance state. Well, what does that mean, Yvette? What a surveillance state? Well, what does that? I know some of you know, because we have the most educated and well-read people, I think, in black politics, bar none. But I want to talk a little bit about, and this was under the Bush and Obama administrations, to be fair. But I'm not talking about rightness or wrongness. I'm talking about right now what that looks like in terms of what you planning on doing and what you always in the comments talking about you gonna do. So let's talk about it. NSA collecting phone records of millions of Verizon customers daily. Now understand, whatever movement you're gonna do.
Hey, what's going on, fam? So as you can see, that's another video with Yvette Carnells giving yet another explanation for her down ballot strategy. Now, even though I said I wasn't going to talk about the down ballot strategy anymore, this is me kind of going against my word. The reason why I'm talking about it again is because I want to talk about the double talk that is coming from Yvette Carnells and Antonio Moore. So this video is not so much about me talking about the down ballot strategy as much as it is me talking about just the regular double talk, whether you agree or disagree. I'm trying to get those who are logical in the FBA, I mean, not in the FBA, but in the ADOS movement, to at least be able to understand or see the double talk so that they are not misled and that they will be very careful about following all of what Yvette Carnells and Antonio Moore say, even if they are going to continue to follow them in general. At least take it with a grain of salt and don't just follow everything they say blindly. And I'm going to give you a good reason why. And I'm going to give you a good reason why you definitely, if you are an ADOS person and Yvette Carnells and Antonio Moore fan or supporter, that you at least really, really give a double take and a second look at this down ballot strategy. All right. And before I even get into the evidence of what I'm going to say, because you guys just saw the clip and I don't want to delay it too long, the reason why I have such a big problem with this down ballot strategy is, again, not because I'm a Tariq Nasheed or Jason Black fan. Go look at the very first video on my channel. It's about not voting. That was 2 years before my channel ever mentioned ADOS. So I've been on this chain for a long time. I've been on this train for a good minute. I'm not deviating, unlike the people I'm talking about, which is Yvette and Tone. I'm not deviating from the plan. I'm not switching nothing up. And I have a problem when people do. And so I'm going to continue to call out this because I think it's dangerous misinformation to be encouraging black people to go to the polls with no black agenda on the board. But anyway, I digress because I don't want to get too distracted off the video. So, as you guys just saw, Yvette Carnells was giving yet another explanation for the down ballot strategy. Now, the reason why I have the tweet I have up on the screen is because it's a good way to point out Yvette Carnells' hypocrisy. Now, as you can see up on the screen, it's a tweet about Tariq Nasheed and his quote-unquote running list of conspiracy theories. Now, while I think it's fair, I don't think it's necessarily ad hominem to point this out, that Tariq Nasheed has had a variety of theories about secrets behind the ADOS organization. It's fair to point it out because it could point out that the guy is all over the place. Now, when I read these conspiracy theories, none of them necessarily contradict each other, meaning that it's not impossible that both of or more than one of these, or even possibly all of these conspiracy theories could all be true at the same time. It's not unreasonable. It's not illogical. If you think it's illogical, please comment in the post in the comment section about which two things or three things on this list cannot all be true at the same time. And I'll see if you made a good point, and I'll maybe correct myself in the comment section, or maybe the next video I'll come out and say, hey, I said that all of the conspiracies that Yvette listed in her tweet don't necessarily contradict each other, and I was wrong. All right, I'll do that if somebody can point out to me. But continuing with this video, none of these conspiracy theories necessarily contradict each other, but just the fact that he has a variety of theories, that's a fair point to make in defending yourself. That's not necessarily ad hominem or a lie. Tariq Nasheed has, in one way or another, espoused all of those theories that you see listed. Also, it would definitely be appropriate if Tariq Nasheed was listing conflicting conspiracy theories, meaning he was both saying that Yvette and Tone were shills for the Republicans and saying that they were consecutively at the same time shills for the Democrats. That would be a conflicting theory, but that's not listed here. That's not listed on Yvette Carnell's list of conspiracy theories. And I'm only talking about that just to say I'm being fair, and I'm not necessarily attacking Yvette Carnell for making this tweet. What I am attacking, or the reason why I am using this tweet in conjunction with this video and in conjunction with the clip you just saw at the beginning of this video, is because I want to point out that Yvette is doing the same thing that she is pointing out that Tariq Nasheed is doing. Just like Tariq Nasheed has a quote-unquote running list of conspiracy theories about ADOS, Yvette Carnell, you now have a running list of explanations for down ballot. First, we're going out to vote for the Democrats, then we're not going out to vote for the Democrats. First, it's about the primary, then it's not about the primary. Now, we have a third excuse. Also, it's about being lazy. Okay, so we have it's about being lazy. It's about supporting the Democrats because the Republicans ain't got nothing for us, and it's about the primary. So that's three different reasons why we're doing Operation Down Ballot, Democrat Down Ballot. Now we have a fourth reason, and it's because of the fact that there's a surveillance state and that the CIA is going to somehow come after us and do something to us, or the FBI is going to come after us and do something to us if we don't vote. So now that's four theories. None of these theories were explained at the original explanation of Democratic down ballot. None of these extra theories were explained. The only theory that we got was that somebody needs our support. That's all we got at the original. And I have an audio that I'm going to play at the original, which was at the conference, the original announcement of Democratic down ballot. So now we have four different reasons. Again, I'm going to list them again just so we're clear. A, we need to vote and show up because there are Democrats who need our support. That's reason number one. Reason number two, we don't want to appear lazy. Reason number three, there's a primary. Reason number four, we have a surveillance state. Now, given the fact that Yvette has had to come up with four different reasons for why we need to vote that Democratic down ballot, you would think that she would have the integrity to come out and say, you know what? My apologies. I was not clear when I announced the strategy. I did not give a full and adequate explanation, and therefore I caused a lot of confusion. So my apologies. Let me clarify why I came up with this strategy. She has never done that, which that is what makes you a suspected shill. Because like I said, I pointed out that Angela Rye tweet in my What's Your Solution Democratic Shield talking point, to point out that when you do not admit to your previous confusion that you put out there, or your previous lies, or your previous misspeaking, your previous causing of misunderstandings, that makes it so that you are not trustworthy when you claim that you are all of a sudden now have a new explanation for what you said, or you're coming out with something that contradicts what you were saying before, and you don't address the fact that what you're saying now contradicts what you said before. You would think that Yvette Carnells, with all the confusion and all the fact that she has had to offer multiple explanations, she would come out and she would say, hey, my apologies, my bad, I misspoke, there was a misunderstanding, I didn't give enough clarity, whatever, however you want her to word it, something along those lines. When you just come out and you switch up what you were saying, it looks suspect. Now, also, there are some people who are challenging me when I say that this woman said vote for the damn Democrats, all right? Or not vote for the Democrats, but vote in a primary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play where she said it's about a primary. So here we go. Hold on. Hold on, fam. Here we go. Sorry, my bad, fam. I know that was, y'all couldn't really hear that, so I'm playing it again. My bad. 1 minute. Sorry, my bad.
Then you don't know enough to know that no, Yvette and Tone are not Democratic shields. Well, hold on, Yvette. You said we gotta vote Democratic down ballot. So you gotta be in the bag for Democrats. Here's the thing. I said Democratic down ballot because, listen, you have a primary, you have a general. The primary is to narrow the field. If you've ever voted, you're probably going to get that Democratic ballot anyway. Like, whatever, if you're a Republican, go do your thing. I'm not going to mess with you. But what I'm saying is, show up. Show up. Because showing up keeps you politically engaged. Whereas...
Okay. So there you heard it. Y'all have already heard the rest of her. So that's a fifth explanation. So my bad. It's also about, like I said, keeping you engaged, but you can kind of merge that with it makes you lazy, but it's not really the same thing as it makes you appear to be lazy. So that's now a fifth explanation. So just like Yvette Carnells has a running list of Tariq Nasheed's conspiracy theories, which I've already said at the beginning of this video. It's fair for her to point those out, especially if he said all those things, which as far as I know, he has said all those things. But as I'm also pointing out, to be fair to Tariq, it does not necessarily mean that they all contradict each other. But he has said all those things. So it's fair to point out that he's made a variety of statements. However, it's also fair to point out that Yvette Carnells has made a variety of statements. Y'all just heard her. I just played the audio of her talking about a damn primary. And I've already broken down how that makes no sense if you're talking about a general election strategy, because that strategy applies whether or not you voted in the primary. It also doesn't make sense that she jumped out on the window on Tariq about supporting Trump, but now she's saying she don't give a damn if you support Trump or Republicans. Do your thing, just show up, even if you're a Republican. Y'all just heard her say it. I don't care. Just show up. Do your thing. It don't matter if you're a Republican. I ain't going to mess with you. That's what she just said. So just show up even if you're a Republican. That means that if her Democratic down ballot strategy was talking about people who vote for the Democrats in the primary, then she was also co-signing people who vote for Republicans in the primary, who then will therefore go and vote for Republicans in the damn general. Because if it was about, oh, I said vote down ballot Democrat because you're a Democrat in the primary, so that means that's what I meant by saying that you then go and vote down ballot Democrat in the general. Well, then you must be also saying vote down ballot Republican for the Republicans, because you said it doesn't matter, Yvette. You just said it. I don't have to lie. That's why I just made my video and released it about maintaining your integrity. Just because I'm criticizing Yvette Carnell does not mean I have to lie on the woman. I only have to point out what she actually said. And because people want to challenge me on what she actually said, I provide evidence. So as you can hear, Yvette Carnell now has 5 reasons. 5 reasons for voting for the Democrats. A, you don't want to be perceived as lazy. B, you need to stay politically engaged. C, there's a surveillance state. D, there's a primary. And E, there are Democrats who deserve your support. So we have 5 different damn reasons. Now let's address her most recent reason. Oh, there's a surveillance state. So people are going to come and raid our houses because there's a surveillance state, Yvette? Or are they going to come raid our houses because not voting is a threat to the system? And if not voting is a threat to the system, why wouldn't they also raid our houses for down ballot, since down ballot is also a threat to the system? Or are you admitting that not voting is the threat and down ballot is not the threat? What are you saying, Yvette? Because it's not clear. And you never offered this surveillance state excuse until recently, nor will you admit that your failure to offer it was part of the reason why there was so much confusion around your movement. These are simple, fair questions that I am asking of Yvette Carnell, and yet no one can give me a logical answer to why there is so much double and triple talk coming out of this movement. Second of all, it's a little bit suspect that you would put that on us, Yvette, that we're somehow dangerous. And then there was another talk. Oh, you give people you get people angry without giving them a direction. Not voting is the direction. Just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean it's not a direction. If that's the case, then down ballot is not a direction. Because it's doing the same thing that we've been doing, voting for the Democrats. End of story. But what I'm going to do, fam, is I'm going to play another clip. Because I'm not done playing audio. I'm not done pulling receipts for this video. So let's move on to another video. Now, this video is going to be from Tone Talks channel. This is Tone playing a video, or Tone posted a video on his channel talking about ADOS conference highlights. So let's play it.
Stand on.
1 second, fam. My bad. I'm getting it up now. 1 second. As soon as this will work for the boy.
We have to stand on our square, and we have said in no uncertain terms that politics is an exchange. It's not a gift. So what that means, we're not just going to stay at home. What that means is that we have decided that we're voting down ballot. Democratic. We got a lot of...
And peep, that was Tone there. That was Tone. Now peep how he had to step in and say, Democrat. We voting Democrat. But you just heard me play the clip of Yvette saying she don't care who you vote for. But then again, they jumped out on the window on Tariq about Republicans. Somebody help me understand this. But hey, I'm just I'm just hanging off Tariq Nasheed's nuts or whatever. But I'm going to play it again because I want to play again where you hear a Tone stepping in, making sure it's clear that he's talking about Democrats. So let's go back. 1 second.
What that means, we're not just going to stay at home. What that means is that we have decided that we're voting down ballot. Democratic. We got a lot of Democrats that need our help, whether it's your local city councilman,
So y'all hear that again. It's about Democrats who need our help, even though Yvette has no evidence, no idea that these people are going to offer a black agenda or have offered a black agenda. That's why if I challenge Yvette to tell me my local area is the Atlanta, Georgia area, tell me which candidate outside of Tamara Shealy has offered a black agenda that's worth me coming out to vote for. Even Tamara Shealy probably has no chance of winning. And I don't know if I even live in her district or her area. So tell me, Yvette, outside of Tamara Shealy, which candidates have a black agenda? Since some candidates need our support and you haven't abandoned the black agenda square. But let me continue.
State law, make a local dog catcher, whatever. They
Here we go with that dog catcher babble again, but anyway.
need you to come out and vote. But we're not voting for these national Democrats if they're not going to give us our due. They still got time. They still got time. They can still come around. But if they don't show up to the polls, get your sticker, or vote down ballot.
Can we actually pull up?
So now I would play Tone talking because he talks for a quick minute after. But he basically says the same thing that Yvette says. The same double talk of, hey, we're going to demand a black agenda, but we're going to vote for the Democrats, which is double talk. And I want to play one more clip. I want to play one more clip to show the double talk. One more clip. So, one moment here, fam, while I find this last clip that I want to play just to show the double talk. Because y'all just heard Yvette. Y'all just heard her announce Democratic down ballot no matter what. So, I'm going to play one more clip just to show y'all the double talk. So, one moment here.
What I'm saying is,
1 second here, fam. Now, let's play it. Here we go. So, y'all just heard what they said with the double talk of politics is an exchange, not a gift, but then we're going to give a gift to the down ballot Democrats who also haven't shown a black agenda by voting down ballot Democrat and announcing that and removing all of our leverage against the Republicans or any small modicum of leverage we might have by announcing that we're going to vote Democrats. So let's play one more clip.
because that makes you feel special and it makes you feel like you're doing something big. How do you say you're not going to show up before you even know what's on the ballot? Like, how is that? How have we gotten ourselves into believing somehow that is empowerment?
So, Yvette, how have we decided before the polls have come out and before anyone outside of Tamara Shealy? So for all the ADOS who don't live in Atlanta or don't live in Georgia, how have we decided? How have we not even looked at the ballot yet? And yet we've already decided that we're going to vote down ballot Democrat, even though we have no evidence that any Democrat, from the president down to the local dog catcher that you keep babbling about, has a black agenda. How have we gotten to that point, Liz? I mean, not Liz. I'm calling Yvette Carnells somebody else's name. So I'm sorry. I had somebody else on my mind. But Yvette, how are we talking about a Democrat down ballot before we've even seen who's going to be on the ballot and who has a black agenda? This is the double talk. That's what I'm saying. Yvette Carnells is getting to the point where she has so much double talk that it's getting into triple talk and quadruple talk and octuple talk. It's getting into all kinds of talk. We getting into the next level. We getting into quintuple talk right now. Come on, fam. And I'm just asking simple questions. You can take these as attacks, but they are strong critiques. I am not engaging in any ad hominems. I haven't talked about anybody's appearance. I haven't talked about anybody dating, even though I do believe that can play into your politics. I haven't talked about who people date or who they defend dating. I haven't talked about none of that. I haven't even talked about things that kind of would be fair, like her former support or her recent support of Bernie Sanders. I've only talked about the contradictions that have come out of this woman's mouth, and nobody, not one single person, can offer me a sufficient logical explanation as to why I'm getting so many different damn excuses and why so many of them counteract. That's why I hear it's about the Democrats, then it's not. It's about the primary, then it's not. It's about being lazy, then it's not. It's about what people think of you, then it's not. I'm pretty sure it'll be about this CIA surveillance conspiracy talk, but then it will not be about it. But again, as I said about that, we do have a strategy. You just don't like it. We are giving people something to do with that energy and that education. You just don't agree. And if you want to say that it's not a strategy because you don't agree with it, then down ballot is not a strategy because I don't agree with it. And it's doing the same damn thing we have continued to do or have already been doing. Just minus the least impactful vote, the presidency. And I already talked about how the presidency is the least impactful vote because of the electoral college. So again, fam, I'm closing out this video. I just gave you guys the audio. I gave you guys the proof. I want an Yvette Antone shield to give me a good reason. Give me an explanation. Tell me what's going on so I don't be confused. And I want to know how Yvette, just like she talked about how can we have already decided that we are not voting? Yvette, how can you have already decided that you're voting Democrat down ballot unless you're a Democratic shield or you're confused? And if you're confused, you need to do like you and Tone advise other people to do, and that's step aside because you don't know enough. But anyway, fam, that's another video, me going in on this Democratic down ballot talk and double talk that has been coming from them. And this is what I've been talking about with the double talk. I'm just demonstrating it in this video, fam. But anyway, that's another video. Like, share, subscribe, and peace.